All right, I'm with my buddy Brian. We made it to one of the high points here in Beaver County. There's actually a couple high points, but this is the one we could get access to. We're in Raccoon Creek State Park, and we're on a really prominent knob, and we're at about 1,241 feet above sea level, and there is this very mysterious cement structure next to us. And about the only clues of what the heck it is, there's a pipe here, and there's a pipe coming out the top. So I don't know what this is, but in just a second, I think I'm gonna climb either that red oak or that red oak, and then have a bird's eye view looking down on this thing and see what in the world it is. Let's look at this cement thing. Yeah, it's got a cement top with a metal grate on top, about the size of a floor mat. Weird. Alrighty, this is one of the high points of Beaver County, Pennsylvania. So let's get oriented here. Just a few miles that way is Ohio. So we're kind of up on a plateau, and this little knob we're on is one of the highest points around. We're in Raccoon Creek State Park, and I was actually trying to get to another point in the state park about a mile that way that is about 50 feet higher than this point, but couldn't get there. The access through the winter was kind of limited, so this was a much easier spot to get to, and considering I'm certainly more than 50 feet off the ground, I'm higher than that spot, so I'm happy with it. This is a really cool red oak stand. This is a nice red oak here. Got a bunch of red oaks around. Down through here, some beautiful red oaks. And then there's some red pine. So these evergreens you see right here, they're red pine. There's a white pine, but these are red pine. And Brian and I, my friend Bryan Pearson's with me today, we saw a bunch of red pine up here, and I strongly suspect they're from a plantation. In other words, they were planted. Even though that's a native species in parts of PA, they're all about the same age here, and I noticed mixed in with them there were some Norway spruce, which is non-native, which kind of, again, makes me think somebody planted those intentionally. Probably about the depression, you know, that maybe it could have been WPA, it could have been CCCs. In fact, now that I think about it, we saw a bunch of log cabins here in Raccoon Creek State Park that really looked like that CCC era log cabin work. So although I have not gone back and fact checked that, because I have no internet where I am right now, we have no cell service, I'll check that out and confirm, but I strongly suspect this park had a lot of work done by the CCCs in the 1930s, and that would make sense with the age of those red pines we're seeing. Mysterious thing here. I just don't know what in the world this cement object is. It's got very few clues. It's got a metal grate on top. It's got two metal pipes, and that's about all I got. It's probably related to oil and gas, but I'm not even sure of that. So, all right. There's some elm. I got a small elm tree here, and behind the elm I got some black locust. Not trees I typically see at ridge tops. So real quick, the official highest point in Beaver County was over on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, and it's literally on the border between the two states, but the mountain It's weird, the mountain like starts in Pennsylvania and continues into Ohio. So the highest point of the mountain is actually in Ohio. And I just thought this was an easier access point. That was private property too, and I wasn't having any luck getting a hold of anybody. And this one just seemed to make more sense. I had never been to Raccoon Creek State Park, and I thought, we're close. I think we're about 40 or 50 feet below the official high point here. So here, I'll stop. We'll say that the highest point in Beaver County officially was probably right about here. So if we had gone to all the trouble to get over to the highest point over there, we'd be about here. But this is really a beautiful state park and a beautiful day in the woods. So it's March 14, but it's like 65 degrees and gorgeous out. We really lucked out. We actually passed a bunch of old snow drifts coming up this way through Evansburg kind of area. We saw a bunch of snow on the side of the roads. And I'll spin around so you can see this cement thing. I don't know what in the world that thing is. Beaver County, Pennsylvania.